Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're checking out my Thrive Life Prepper haul that I ordered in, as well as testing out one of their new products. Let's check this stuff out. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I want to get right off to the first thing we're going to be talking about here, and that's their new products. They now have freeze-dried meals. The prices on them will probably be like, ooh, that's kind of expensive, but they're meals for 3 people. Let me give you a look at the first one I ordered, and then we'll get into what I ordered for the rest of the stuff here, and the reasons behind why I'm ordering this stuff. Really quickly, take a look at that. That's for 3 people, okay? Now, they do have a bunch more coming. I just ordered the cheesy chicken, because quite frankly, I looked at the other one, and the vegetable pasta primavera, and it's not something I really like. You know, it's just a personal preference. They do have a bunch more coming out, though, so keep an eye on them if you're interested in this type of thing. And they are kind of like huge mountain houses. You boil 2.5 cups of water, you dump it in, you seal it up, you wait 10 minutes, and you got food. So it is pretty cool. We are going to test one out today, and that's why I really wanted to do the video and let you guys know. These have a shelf life of 20 years. So you can buy these things, stack them away. If you have a family of 3, you got a meal right there. They are rather convenient. I would probably say they're kind of handy for maybe a car bug out kit. If you get stuck on the side of the road, all you got to do is boil 2.5 cups of water, and I'm sure we have water stored in our vehicles, right, people? So if you don't, you really should. But you boil 2.5 cups of water, dump it in, seal it up, wait 10 minutes, and you're done. And there's tons of ways to efficiently do that without, you know, having a big deal and having to make a huge fire. There's tons of little stoves and alcohol stoves and stuff. So anyway, not getting too far into the weeds on these. We are going to prepare one of these in the video later on. I just want to show you quickly what I picked up. I did do a really kind of extra prepper haul this month because I'm looking at the news and seeing what's going on. And we have, you know, our usual supply chain issues. We have inflation, really poor harvest this year. We had an issue where we saw a lot of cattle ranchers selling off their cattle because they couldn't afford to feed them. So we're going to have beef issues later on. And remember, we eat on last year's harvest. So what we're eating right now, and this food included, is from last year. So I see it starting towards, I don't know, maybe winter time into next year. So I think we're going to have some issues. We do have some meat shortages coming up. We have seen that, okay? And we also had a flour mill yesterday destroyed by fire in Oregon. I believe it's the Pendleton flour mill. So if you haven't got your flour yet, you might want to stock up. It's not a huge supplier, but it's just another cog in the wheel, another thing that, you know, mysteriously went up in flames. Flour is very flammable, by the way. If you haven't ever known about it, you can really start a good fire with a bunch of flour with a flame source. So you definitely want to be careful with it if you're working around fire. But that's what happened. So with all that said, it's time to stock up, okay? And that's why I decided I had some Thrive credit. I had some, and Thrive credit is what you'll get as a consultant. We'll explain that in a sec. But I had some Thrive credit, and I put some money in, and I wanted to pick up a bunch of food. So this is what I picked up. These were the things that I was kind of low on. All right, so I got 3 things of the ground beef. And if you haven't tried this stuff yet, it's really awesome. I'll give you a quick look at it here. It's really, really good stuff. The ingredients on it are pretty much beef. What is it? Less than 2% salt, ground beef, sunflower oil, and that's it, and spice. And that's it. This is fairly clean food. I did pick up one of the sausage crumbles here. I know it looks like beef, but it is sausage crumbles. This goes really good with their egg powder. Again, you have 25-year shelf life. You can put it on spaghetti. You can put it in pizza. You can do whatever you want to do with it. I did pick up 2 of these freeze-dried onions. I like the chopped ones better. They are dehydrated. So when you get them, they'll kind of be like the flakes that you see me putting in when I cook stuff out here. I did get 2 of those because I was low on that. Got a bunch of different chicken. They label this all different stuff. Diced, grilled chicken dices, diced chicken. There's 3 different names for 4 different products. But I got a bunch of it because I want to stock up. I'm trying to move away a little bit from the canned chicken in water. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but for long term. I still stock a whole lot of that canned chicken in water. But for long term, I want to have some chicken put away. I did pick up some more zucchini. Okay? And these are zucchini slices, and they are actually really good, and they hydrate quick. Any zucchini I've ever seen hydrates really, really quick. Did pick up some more chopped onions, but we had those over here, so I kind of separated them. And lastly, the mushrooms. The mushrooms on this are awesome. You can put this in anything. You can put it in soups, put it in your dishes, whatever you want to do. So I did pick up a bunch of food here. This is going into my storage, so I am pretty pleased with it. Some of it I'm going to use in my kitchen, probably some of the chopped onions and the mushrooms, because I'm always throwing that stuff in whatever I make. So we will definitely be putting some of this away for long term and some of it being used, but not much. Mostly this is long term storage. So let's get into this cheesy chicken entree here. Let me give you a little bit of information about it. These are perfect for camping trips, vacations, emergency, bug out bags, whatever. You got a mix of rice, chicken, some vegetables, some cheese. It's all put together, and essentially this is Thrive Life food. That's what this is. It's just all put in a bag for you. Now the prices on this, retail on it is $19.03. Remember, that's 3 meals in there, and big meals too. It's not small. You'll see when we make these. It's $19.03. If you're a delivery customer or a consultant, you get these for $16 and $18. That's why I tell you, yes, you can order Thrive Life food without being a consultant to try it out. If you want to try one of these out, what's 20 bucks? No big deal. You buy it, you try it out, you see if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't order more. If you do, that's when I tell people to think about becoming a consultant or possibly a delivery customer. All a delivery customer is every month you agree to a certain amount, it could be low as 50 bucks, of Thrive Life food delivered to you. So you go on there, you pick out whatever you want every month, and they send it to you, and you have a card on file with them, and they charge you however much. The minimum is $50 though, and it can go up as high as you want. All right, so let me clear up this mess here a little bit, and let me get a stove out here. We're going to be using a very unique little stove today. I haven't used this thing in ages. I hope I get it all in the camera. It's ridiculously tall. This is a TEG stove. It is a butane stove. Kind of looks like a Elon Musk SpaceX rocket booster, but it is a neat little stove. It does have a battery with it too, so it does charge the battery here while it's running, so you can charge your cell phones and stuff. The interesting thing about this stove is the thing is on in reverse. These were made by a different company, and then TEG Stove took them over. And this is supposed to be off here, and this is supposed to be full blast. All right, but for some reason this is full blast and this is off, which makes it really interesting to light with the igniter. So I just use a lighter on it. I figure it's kind of a piece of history. They're not made anymore. It does work very well. There's no problem with it that way. As always, I keep a fire extinguisher out here just in case, but it runs off these little cans. So let me get everything organized here so we can see what we're doing, and we'll put 2.5 cups of boiling water on top of this big monster here, and we will try out the meal. All right, so we're all set up, and like I said, this thing was put on backwards. At least I think the knob was. So what's supposed to be off is on, what's supposed to be on is off. This does have an igniter that still works. I don't know if you can see the little spark there. However, the off is that way, so I don't worry about it. It's been like that since I got it. It works perfectly well. So I really can't complain. So what we're going to do is put this 2.5 cups of water on top here. And we're just going to let that go. Now as this heats up, a little bit about the stove. As this heats up, this plate, one plate is a different temperature than the other, and it generates electricity. That's the best way to explain it. And you'll see down here, there's little lights, and it will charge this battery. Amazingly enough, I haven't used this stove in exactly 1 year. I literally used it a year ago because I write the dates on when I used them last. And it was still 3 bars instead of 4. So we're going to let that run, have a little fun with it. And I will bring you back when it's boiling, and we'll tear into the cheesy chicken from Thrive Life. I just wanted to bring you back real quick because it's kind of cool with the stove, and I know I get a lot of questions on this. You'll see it blinking now. It's charging this battery from the heat difference in there, the 2 plates that are connected. It's a thermocoupling. Anyway, I'll look it up and I'll put it down below. Anyway, the difference in temperature between the 2 plates creates electricity, and that's why that charges. So we're doing pretty good up there. I am going to cover it. We're almost boiling. I am going to cover it because I forgot to cover it. Somebody in my last video was like, why do people boil water and not cover it? And I kind of forgot to. I'm sorry. So we are going to cover it with a cover, and I'll bring you back when it's boiling. All right, so I'm going to turn it down here. As you can hear, the fan in there is running and charging. I'm going to turn it down real quick and just show you this. Then we're going to get the stove out of the way and put this on here. This is what it'll look like. They do put the oxygen absorbers right on top of these, so it's no great hunt in there to look for it. There you go. There's what it looks like. That's some strange looking chicken. But We know it's Thrive, so we know it's good. All right, I'm going to take this off here and put this over there. There we go. And we're just going to pour the water in. Hopefully I don't make too much of a mess. I really should pour with my right hand since I am right-handed. There we go. And in it goes. I'm going to stir it up, and I'll bring you back once this is all out of the way here, and we got this going. All right, so I poured the water in there, as you saw. One of the things you want to do is get a long spoon, because this will need to get into the corners. The corners are gusseted, so nothing's going to get stuck in those little folded edges. But they do say to give it a good stir. So I've stirred it up really good. I made sure I got everything out of the edges and corners and everything. And so far it tastes really good. So let's seal it up. And I am charging that stove, by the way. You can charge it manually. You see I have it plugged in there. I'm charging it up because I haven't used it for a year, and I might as well top it off when I'm done. Anyway, there you go. So, got to wait about 9 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes. I'm going to come back and try it out and see how we like it. Alright, so it's ready. It's definitely done. It's been about 11 minutes. Got busy doing something else, setting up for another video shoot for later, and I kind of forgot about it. But anyway, let's give it a try here. Definitely looks amazing. Okay. I'm going to put some in here. Dump it out this way. And there is so much food in here. There is easily enough for, I mean, that whole, from here down is all full. And you see how wide the bag is. So you are getting, at the very least, 2 servings. There you go. Take a quick look, and wow, that pan is hot in my hand, of course. That is really, really good. Let me just chew here. So that is really impressive. That is really good. And like with most Thrive food, it doesn't have heavy salt in it. You don't taste a ton of sodium in it. I believe the sodium content in these is a little bit lower. It is, let's see, per serving, 580 milligrams. Way lower than your normal 1,000 milligrams you get from Mountain House entrees. So definitely not bad. 380 calories per serving. The whole box is 1,040. So I guess if you wanted to take that and take that in a different one and make it your whole day's meals, you probably could do that. But this is really, really tasty. Just take a look at all the vegetables and fresh stuff in there. That's really, really good. Let's give it another bite here. Just the right balance of vegetables and cheese and everything. It's not overly done. It's not too much. It's just perfect. And everything hydrated perfectly. There was nothing in there that was kind of stiff or hard. As you can see, everything looks really, really good. So I'm really pleased with it. Really pleased with it. Definitely going to be incorporating these in my food storage. They're good for nights where you just don't feel like cooking a lot. Honestly, you can feed 3 people with this, at the very least 2, and just have an easy meal. Just boil some water, toss it in, and you're ready to go. And they actually do cook in the bag. That's the cool part. They're kind of like Mountain House meals for adults. They're really big. I mean, I love Mountain House, don't get me wrong, but they're bigger and they're a little bit more filling and they're a little bit healthier too. So anyway, those are the new Thrive Life freeze-dried meals. As more of these become available, I will be testing them. I'll probably test the other one too, the other vegetable pasta primavera. I'll probably test that one too. Just when I wanted to order the first few, because I know they go out of stock quick, I wanted to get ones that I know I'd like, and I love this, so that's really, really good. Anyway, folks, that's the video. The link, if you want to try Thrive out, okay, if you're not a member, not a consultant, not anything, you just want to get in there and try it out. The link will be right down below. It'll be the first link. I'll move it up for you guys so you can see it. Below that will be our freeze-dried wholesaler link. Again, an excellent way to store freeze-dried food for emergencies. You'll save 15% by clicking that link. Below that, we have our Amazon affiliate store. Our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com. That'll get you some really good deals on freeze-dried food. And our Thrive Life, as always, down at the bottom. But we'll put it up top for you today. I just wanted to thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you stay tuned. I have a really cool contest coming up with freeze-dried wholesalers. I'm going to see if maybe in the future we can do the same contest with Thrive Life Foods too. I want to be able to get some of this food in you guys' hands to try out over time. Even if you don't have money to buy a ton of it, just a little bit of it, just to try it out and see how you like it. And that's my thing with Thrive Life. You don't have to join anything. You can go online and pay full price for a product to see if you like it. If you don't like it, you're only out that money. You don't have to join anything. You don't have to be a delivery customer. The cool thing with being a delivery customer is you can decide whenever you want to skip a month. There's no pressure. If you have a slow month and you don't make enough money, just skip that month, and go back next month and order more. So that's how the delivery system works. The consultant system is a little bit different. You actually have obligation to buy a certain amount of food, and the minimum on that is 50, and I'm on that level. I buy 50, sometimes I buy 100, sometimes I buy 500. All depends on the budget. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.